Okay, this is another one of my videos in my series. This is more or less a follow-up to the So You Want to Be a Computer Geek. And I never did get around to doing any actual demonstration of some of what I do on my computers. Now, I've got three bench computers in my office that I'm able to use, and I'm a kind of half private consultant, and I do work for the public. I've got several companies I work for that are a little bit bigger than a lot of them, and then I've got some people I work with right in their homes, and I've been blessed with a pretty good income. What happens here is this is actually my XP build, and before you laugh, I've got a triple boot on this computer, meaning it's a nice processor with plenty of RAM, and this computer has three versions of Windows. I started off by loading the oldest version first, and it's got a version of XP with Service Pack 3 on it. There's a reason for that before I go on. Then secondly, I've got a Vista build, and thirdly, I've got a Windows 7 build. Now, since I have to work on a wide variety of versions of Windows, it's always good to stay up with each one. So I've got an XP Home build on one of my machines. I've got an XP Pro build on a different one. I've got Windows 764, Windows 7 in 32-bit on Home Premium, and also on Pro. I've got Vista Basic, Vista Home Premium, and Vista Ultimate. I've also got Vista Business. What this allows me to do is, as much as I'm not a big fan of Vista, it allows me to keep up with the latest service packs for each one, know what's going on with them, know how different browsers are going to react with them. Unfortunately, I even have to put Internet Explorer 9 on my Vista and Windows 7 computers, because as much as I'm not a fan of Internet Explorer 9, I've got customers who use it, and I have to know what's going on with it. So it boots up to a menu, and any of you guys who know what I'm talking about, a bootloader, it comes up to a menu. I installed the first product in line, Windows XP, went through, loaded all the drivers, and I triple partitioned a terabyte hard drive. And so I've got a partition for XP with Kaspersky Antivirus on it. I've got a partition for Vista. I think it currently has Trend of Micro on it, but I might be changing that. I've got a partition with Windows 7 Professional, and it's currently evaluating Bitdefender Antivirus, which I'm not real impressed with at the moment. Two of my other machines that are bench machines, one of them's got Nod32. I've got the paid version of Malwarebytes. I've got the paid version of Super Anti-Spyware. Each one of these allows me to have a different antivirus. And the cool thing is I can do a slave scan and plug in your hard drive to my computer for a slave scan, and it will scan with, say, Kaspersky. I reboot the computer, it scans with Vista. I reboot the computer, and it scans with Bitdefender, or whatever the flavor of the month is that I'm trying out. And so I can actually tell a customer that I've hit their computer with 6 different products, and it's a lot faster scan, and that way. Then I take the hard drive, plug it back directly into the customer's computer, boot it up into Windows on their machine, and finish repairs and any virus removal, spyware, what have you. And so it gives me a free hand with doing this, because it's a lot easier to scan for and remove a lot of the malware crap that's out right now when you can get an unfair advantage and do a slave scan. So anyway, you can look up what that is, doing a slave scan on a computer. Secondly, so I've also got another terabyte hard drive, and within a short amount of time, it's probably going to be a 2 terabyte hard drive once all the flooding in Thailand is over with, or I said Thailand, all the flooding in Taiwan is over with. I'll actually have the ability to buy a 2 terabyte hard drive and put it in. This one I call Project, and so what happens is not only do I have each hard drive, the Kaspersky build partition rather, and the Vista and the 7 Pro partition, but I've also got my Project drive, and this is a separate one. It's got different ghost images for different clients on here that I'm storing at the moment, and I also keep a service pack folder, so I've got different service packs for different versions of Windows. I've got different specific things that I'm holding on to, certain backups, and then I've also got a drivers category, and there's two sets of systems I work on primarily for my customers, and a lot of them are Hewlett Packard, unfortunately, and I'm a big Dell fan. So I've got desktop and laptop, will go under desktop. I've got for Optiplex, Dimension, Vostro, and Inspiron are the most common ones I work on. And then under like Optiplex, I've got one business that has 740s, 520s, 560s, 745s. I'm actually reworking a GX280 right now, unfortunately. It's a little bit older, but it's a good build. So I've got drivers for all of those for XP, and the reason is a lot of those businesses still have XP due to the economy. Finally, I've got system builds, and system builds are where I've taken Ghost. There's other imaging software out there for this to make ghost images, but I've got system builds, and since I primarily for those big businesses work on HPs and Dells, I've got builds. In this case, I'm holding builds for two specific types, the Dell 745 and the Dell 740s. And the reason for this is I can turn around and take a machine that something bad happened to it, and since all their data is on their server, I can wipe it back to this ghost image and slap it back in the machine. And in this case, one of their machines took a lightning strike and blew out the motherboard and the hard drive, and I've got a replacement, and I'm going to run a ghost of XP over onto it. In this case, an XP Pro build because of the machine that it is. Once it's done, I can load their individual license key, all of the drivers, unless there's one or two differences, are loaded, and then I'll run any updates that need to be run that have come out since I made that ghost image. So I actually can work out of a small office in my house, and I work with a lot of different companies that way. It keeps my prices down. It makes them happy. A lot of times I have a same day or next day turnaround, and right now I'm working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or 12 computers at the same time, which I dearly enjoy doing, and I like helping people, so I've got the Real World Geek channel there on YouTube. But I really do enjoy putting these things together and doing them. I love what I do. It allows me to be flexible and be there for my family whenever they need me. My wife today forgot her purse, and I had to drive it to her, and I was able to do that. It knocked me a half an hour out of my schedule, but whoop-de-doo, I could be there for my wife. So I get to do something I really, really enjoy, and make decent money doing it at the same time. So if you got any questions, give me a holler, and don't forget to like and to subscribe, because I got more good stuff on the way. As today is actually the 22nd of December 2011, I will wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.